Hey, Sunrise. It's Andrew with your small group questions for this week as we come to verse 9 in Matthew 5, looking at the beatitude of peacemakers. So, again, the text before us, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. So, then what is a peacemaker? What does it mean to be a peacemaker in our text? Okay, so what is Jesus teaching us here? So, thinking about that, what then does peacemaking have to do with the whole character of the believer that Jesus sent out here at the beginning of his sermon? So, how does peacemaking fit in with everything else that we have seen? How does it connect with being merciful? How does it connect with being poor in spirit? How do all of these things work together? Because peacemaking will be the last action that we see. Next week, we will then see the response. As we talk about blessed are those who are persecuted, we'll see the response to that Christian life. So, how does peacemaking work itself into here? And so, as you put those things together, then of course there becomes this question: why is it so important for us as believers to be people seeking peace? Why are we called to be seeking out peace? And how does that ultimately connect with the idea of being called sons of God? How does seeking peace relate to our relationship with God? Okay, so again, thinking about these things, how do we see this work itself out in the rest of Scripture? How do we see the New Testament unfold? These teachings about peace, seeking peace, as much as depends on you, and what it means to be a child of God, how these things relate together. And then, of course, we begin to think about how does this affect who we are every day? So, what are some examples of making peace? How should we be seeking to be peacemakers? Think local church first and foremost. So everything begins at the household of God and then moves out. So how do we do that locally? And then how do we do that with the world around us? And how does that all work together for the purpose of growing in our likeness of Christ? So again, as you unpack some of these things, hopefully you'll spend some time in it again, really meditating on what it means to be a son of God, what that picture looks like, and how that relates to peacemaking, how all the Beatitudes come together to give a full picture of what it means to be a believer, a growing believer, day by day. Hopefully, you'll spend some time in the text, again, hearing the sermon proclaimed on Sunday. Then, again, as we talk about these things in small group, hoping that the Lord encourages you in the faith as we discuss what it means to be a growing believer. Can't wait to see you guys on Sunday.